Hello there, my name is Caitlin and I am a Midwest artist who loves to read. And in today's video, it is time for Halloween. Yes, it is Halloween spooky time and I've been very much enjoying the spookiness this year. I used to be kind of like mid on Halloween, but now I'm like, yes, I want Halloween all the time. And yeah, so I want to do a reading vlog for you all based on some fun, scary Halloween reads. So yeah, let me show you my stack that I'm gonna try to finish all in the month of October. I have I can count, 5 books here that I want to finish up in October. And I do say finish up because I'll explain in another segment, but several of these I've just been stuck in the middle of for a long time. I want to get down and I want to finish these books. So yes, that's what I'm going to do. So first off, let me do a light overview of the books I'm reading and just a quick summary of them. The first one that I will be reading is for my book club that I go to at Dog-Eared Book Clubs. It's the book club. But the book that we're reading for October is Out There Screaming, an anthology of new black horror edited by Jordan Peele. Now, I will say I've seen some reviews of this book and it's not as good as you would think. One person in book club recently compared it to there's a difference between movies directed by Jordan Peele, which I love, versus movies that were produced by Jordan Peele. And this is more of the produced side of things. I've already tried to read the first couple short stories in this collection, and I was kind of shocked to find that I really didn't like them. Part of it is just because I just don't like protagonists that are unlikable. And well, I found that the first 2 protagonists in the first 2 stories were unlikable. I did not want to get into their mindset at all. So well, let's see how the rest of the collection goes, okay? The next one I'll be reading is I'm actually currently listening to it on audiobook. And well, it just landed right in time for the scary season. It is In Defense of Witches, The Legacy of the Witch Hunt Trials. The Legacy of the Witch Hunts and Why Women Are Still on Trial by Mona Chollet. She is a French author. It's obviously more of a feminist text about the representation of witches and current feminist concerns and issues in regards to reproductive freedom and things like that. I am really enjoying the audiobook so far. I'm about 44% of the way through, and it's really good so far. I really do enjoy it. And one thing I forgot when I bought this book is that the foreword was done by Carmen Maria Machado, which I love her work so much. And I thought her foreword was a really good taste into the world of witches and witchcraft. So I'm excited to finish this up on audiobook sometime soon. All right, the next book that I'm hoping to finish up during this spooky, scary month of October is The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. So I read a bunch of these horror books starting in August or a little bit earlier, and I just slumped real bad. I was really stressed out about things and I barely got any reading done in August. So this is one of those books that I started but I never got around to finishing. So with this one, I'm about 60 pages in. It is a medieval horror story with cannibalism. Oh boy. But with the slight taste that I've gotten into it, I really do think I will love this book. The next one that I would like to finish up, it is the Nat Cassidy's newest book, When the Wolf Comes Home. I recently discovered I like Cassidy's work. Back in July, I read Rest Stop by him, and I thought his writing was really great. And then in July, this was the book club book for the Dog-Eared Book Club that I go to, and I had to miss that, unfortunately. So I'm trying to go back and read it. And the first few chapters. I'm like 30 pages in. Whew, it's really intense. It was a little bit too intense for my like stressed out brain at the time when I first started it. But I was like, the writing is so good so far. I just needed to sit down and read it. So but really the first few chapters, super stressful, super scary. And the last book that I want to read up during October, it is Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. So this one I technically got 30% of the way through back in May. Like around April, May, that's when I moved to my new place, and I thought like, oh, this would be a great time to start a book that I know I will really enjoy. It was not. I was too stressed out. And when I was thinking about what to do for this month's video, I looked at this book and I was like, oh, I really want to continue this. Started to like try to flip through the previous chapters to remember things. I remember nothing. So I'm just gonna start this one all over again. But it's basically a love story quotation marks of a monster hunter and a monster, set in more of like a historical, like not quite medieval-y times, time setting. There's like kings and queens and things like that, and I really did enjoy the writing of this as well. It was interesting being in the monster's point of view. I believe her name is Shen Shen Shen. I knew this book deserved another go because I knew I was going to enjoy it as well. And having more of like a romance to it, I thought it would be a good book to wrap up the month with. So yeah, let me get more comfy and I will get started describing my audiobook, okay? Okay. Hi baby. Yeah, you wanna join the video? You wanna join the video? It's okay. See, oh, I know, it's okay. Oh my gosh, little guy. You are okay. You are okay. I feel like my ghost pillow. I love my ghost pillow. So yeah, I'm now nice and cozy. I have Stash Man as usual. So yeah, let's talk about like my current reading, and like my current reading as of like the past few months or so. So yeah, let's start with more fun things. I'm in the middle of the audiobook for In Defense of Witches. I started it earlier this week. It is a nonfiction book about the witch trials and how like the reason why witch trials happened in the past are still like occurring now, just in like different flavors, but same like veins of like misogyny to it. I am really enjoying it. I feel like the foreword was really good. It really talked really heavily into the witch aspect of things, of like historical witches and witches in media. And then the introduction was a great overview of the subject of witches and the current state of affairs for women. I finished up chapter 1. It was definitely not a whole lot about witches. It was more about like current like feminist issues and how like women are treated and things like that. So I looked online and the reviews for this book weren't as great as I thought they would be, but I am still very much enjoying it. In relation to the first chapter, it's called A Life of One's Own, The Scourge of Women's Independence. So that was kind of like an overview of like the feminist movement in a way, even starting out with like a really quick biography of Gloria Steinem. So like, how much of a witch book is this book? I think that's the question so far. I think right now it's more so like, oh, we're just gonna mention witches now and then we're gonna go back to another subject matter. in regards to like women's issues and stuff like that. So I don't think that's like a bad thing necessarily. It maybe I just wish it was a little bit more focused on witches itself. But I really like the audiobook of it. The narrator has a really lovely voice and is able to do a French accent really well, because this was translated from the French, which can I find who translated it? Yes, English translation by a Sophie R. Lewis. So yeah, it's nice hearing a French voice. It's nice. It's always good to get into like a feminist deep dive kind of book. So I am enjoying this so far. And yeah, like I alluded in the previous segment, yes, honey, I've been in a bit of a reading slump because life has been crazy as of the past like couple months or so. I've been having more challenges as of late with like some social relationships, like some friendships and stuff like that, co-workers, the state of the world, and more like the most hard one as of late, yes, links to this stinker right here. So when I'm recording this, he is it's his second gotcha day, which is really nice. He is 9 years old as of today. And well, he's now experiencing some old dog issues. He now has a heart condition, so he's on several medications that are expensive, which is one stressor, of course, but it's just been making me sad how he's getting older, and he's my special little guy. So, but he still acts pretty normal. It's just that he's pretty much basically at the stage before congestive heart failure, which is a not good thing. So yeah, it's been a lot of days just being sad and like holding in my boy and him being annoyed for me holding him extra long all day. But yeah, he's still my snaky boy. I've just been taking some time to just sit with my emotions and also sit with him and be with him. So yeah, that's been making reading more of a back burner right now. But yeah, it's been more of a back burner. I've been focusing on my dog, focusing on my mental health in regards to current like life events, world events specifically. Meditation has been really helping me as of late, which is good. Journaling has been great. I have been, one thing I've been grappling with is dealing more with the anger that I feel, which beforehand I've been like wanting to shy away from anger and dipping into sadness, but now it's more of accepting, like, I know I need to be angry and make my stand with my statements for my own personal well-being. So yeah, I've just been trying to grapple with that, also being depressed about Poochie and also just being mad about the world. So yeah, it's been an interesting time. But I'm excited for the Halloween season. Anyway, I haven't really had like a sit down and chat time with you all. Pistachio's still full of energy, as usual. So yeah, I thought I'd just take the time and just chat with you all. So yeah, let me show you all the fun decorations I have around the house, and then next time you see me, I'll have another update about reading. Okay? Okay. It is a new day, and I finished up my audiobook for this little challenge that I'm doing. Are you gonna go grab a toy right in the middle while I'm recording? Stinky man. But yeah, so I recently finished up, let me adjust this here. So I recently finished up In Defense of Witches, The Legacy of the Witch Hunts and Why Women Are Still on Trial by Mona Chalet. And it was translated by a Sophie Lewis. I finished this on audiobook, and I will say I do enjoy it. Is it a witch book? No, it's not. So I feel like the book is unfortunately very misleading in that way. Like to me, when I found this book at the store, I was thinking it was going to be like 70% history witches, and like 30% like how it connects to modern women's struggles. And it's more like the inverse of it. So it's very much a talking about the current political climate, current women's issues, and every once in a while, Chalet would add in, goodness dog. Every once in a while, Chalet would add in like some small connection to witches, which like a small this to witches. So that kind of explains the lower ratings I saw online. I feel like that's a big chunk of it because this is not really a witch book. It's still good. Like it was had very intelligent conversations about women's issues. The writing was really nice in that like kind of flowy French way, you know. It basically, the book was broken down into like 4 parts. One was a very long introduction, which actually that had a lot more of the witch stuff than the rest of the book. Then first chapter was A Life of One's Own, so like more about women's independence. Number 2 was Wanting Sterility, which talked about pregnancy and like choosing to be pregnant or not pregnant and other issues around pregnancy and motherhood. The 3rd chapter was The Dizzy Heights, which, oh gosh, what was that one about? Okay, I think Dizzy Heights talked about women's voices and like being heard and like also about the job market and things like that. Obviously, since it took me a bit to kind of remember what that chapter was, not the most memorable. And then the 4th chapter was Turning the World Upside Down, which is more so about women's connection to earth and nature, and also a lot about medical mismanagement of women. So I think my favorite chapter in this book was the Wanting Sterility, if I can say that word. I think it was just, it talked about a interesting point of women choosing not to be pregnant versus women who had children but also regret having children, and I don't think that's really talked about a lot in our current culture, which was very interesting to get a deep dive of. So I do recommend this nonfiction book for more like learning more about feminist issues and stuff like that, not more so about like the witch stuff, which is kind of what I was more focused on with this book. So anyway, I liked it. Not really a Halloween-y book though. Hello. Ooh, you're fine, Stash. I know I can talk sometimes, buddy. You're okay. Hello. I'm in my comfy PJs. It's a nice rainy day. I thought I'd try to get a good chunk of Out There Screaming done tonight, because it is due kind of soon, and it's for my book club that I'm in, and you know what, it's not fitting in. Oh, and now Stashy wants to be in the video. Of course you do. But I don't know, this anthology is just not clicking for me. I decided to just DNF it. A lot of the stories don't feel like horror. Like there was this one that just was more of a sci-fi tale, one that's more realistic. Like I don't know what happened. And in part with that, a lot of the stories needed some extra editing, in my opinion. So this is not the anthology for me. Anthologies are usually kind of tricky with me anyway, because I like having the same author because it just melds together a little bit more. The stories weren't melding at all in this anthology, unfortunately. If you do want Black short story horror, you should read Friday Black, which, can I read the author's name? No, but it's the same guy that did Chains Gang All-Stars, and that one's a great short story collection. So, unfortunately, not for me. I'm gonna DNF it and move on to my next spooky story. Alright, hello everyone. Time for an update. You saw clips of me reading this book, When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy at a cute little cafe a few days ago. I decided to treat myself with good reading time in a cafe because I had some blood work done, just normal annual tests and stuff like that. And I don't do well with blood tests and stuff like that. So I decided to get myself a nice little treat. And I went to the Dot, which is a new cafe here in town that has more vegetarian and vegan options. And I thought it was really nice and I like the vibes there. So I'll probably go there sometime in the future. But yes, so I wanted to give an update about this book, because I'm about 25% of the way through this book, and oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. I'm pretty sure that Nat Cassidy is going to be a new favorite author of mine. If you watch my past videos, I read Rest Stop while I was on vacation to San Diego Comic-Con, and I had a blast with it. It's like, I really like his writing style, and he likes to add a bit of weirdness to his stories. So there's definitely some elements of like, oh, that's odd, that's strange in this book as well. The gist of it is it's basically a werewolf story, sort of. It's about this young woman who's like a struggling actress, a comedian who one day comes across this scared little boy who's running away from his werewolf dad, and now they've come together and they need to be safe. Again, I really enjoying this. It's a little bit more layered to that than what I described it as. It really talks about a lot about parental relationships, also with deals heavily with abuse as well. And it definitely has that element of Nat Cassidy weirdness to it. I wanted to do an update because I reached 25% of the book, and it finally revealed why some weird things are happening, like weird unexplained things that are happening in the story. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so we're gonna go this direction. That's really interesting. And I also mentioned one of my favorite movies, which is the it was the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I'm like, ooh, I love that movie. I'm glad that's being brought into the story a bit. So yes, I am very much enjoying this, and it's finally like sunk its claws into me, no pun intended, that I just want to I'm thinking constantly about this book. So yeah, I will report back to you sometime soon. Alright, hello vlog. Yes, actually I'm talking right now, goodness. But yeah, hello. We are at a surprise end to me, to the video. So this has been a very interesting reading month in that I was not reading a whole lot as I was initially anticipating. I think I talked briefly I've been going through some things with my dog Pistachio, with his health. I also, this week has been the beginnings of seasonal depression. So there's been a couple weeks where it was just really hard to just sit down and focus. Baby, do you have to chew that right now? Honey. Okay, well, he's just gonna be loud. Yeah, you're just gonna be loud, aren't you? Yeah. So, yeah, I've been dealing with some seasonal depression stuff since it's now starting to actually feel like fall. But on the other side of things, this week has been, whew, it's been busy. I've been in like with a low of like not having any commissions and things like that for like several months now, but all of a sudden I have all of the commissions and all of the activities being planned, which has been very good, but also been kind of stressing me out as well. So that has been, I haven't been reading that much because of that as well, which is a good thing to be busy, but also it can be, if I'm dealing with like seasonal depression stuff and grief stuff with puppy, then it's kind of like in my brain. So yeah, so I didn't really get that many books done as I was originally hoping for. I'm still hoping to read The Starving Saints and Someone You Can Build a Nest In sometime in the near future. It just was not on the docket right now. So let's see. Progress report. I am still in the middle of When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. I'm about more than halfway through. And I do anticipate this being one of my favorite books of the year. And I think whenever I find like a book like that, I either like want to like binge it all really quickly, or what's happening with this book is that I want to savor it. So I'm only reading like maybe like 10 or so pages at a time. But yeah, I really do think Nat Cassidy is going to be like a new favorite author for me. I actually went out and bought his 2 other books as well. But yeah, this book, very, very good. If you haven't checked it out, you should totally check it out. And the other book that I finished at the beginning of the video was The Witch Book, which I'll put a picture up right there, which turned out not really to be like the witchy Halloween book that I was hoping for. But if you are looking for like a feminist text, I feel like it's a pretty good book for that. So, you're fine, honey. Pistachio has been so full of beans this week too. So I've been busy this week. Pistachio has been full of energy this week as well. So that's been a fun combo. And then finally, there's just a couple more books I wanted to share. One, I finally got my, well, I shouldn't say finally. I got my hold for my this horror bookstore, the horror book club that I go to. I got the hold for the end of November's pick, which is Passing Through a Prairie Country by Dennis E. Staples. When I looked at the description of it originally, when it was like coming out, I was very interested in it. It's indigenous text, it's indigenous horror. Also, it's told through the queer perspective as well, which I think is at least it's not a combination I have seen so far in the literary world. So it's very much needed. That was Pistachio with his butt. But it's a very much like the queer indigenous perspective is a very much needed perspective in the world. I've only started, I've got like 1 chapter in it done. And I do like the writing style of it, which is really good. It's basically horror that's set in a casino, essentially, and that's the gist that I got from the description, which I thought was interesting. So yeah, I like the writing style. I've only read like a chapter of it. However, I did see, I'm a little concerned because I was just like putting it on my to read status on Storygraph, and the ratings for this book it's really low, surprisingly. So I don't know as of why it's low, other than like there could be some people being grumpy about it being like indigenous queer text, maybe. But I'm very intrigued to see how I feel at the end of this book. So slowly making progress of this. If my brain finally lets me actually sit down and read books, that would be fantastic. But yeah. Okay, and the other book that I finished this month that actually fits in with the whole like spooky horror to read list that I had for the beginning of the month is Spooky Lakes, 25 Strange and Mysterious Lakes That Dot Our Planet by Geo Rutherford, who apparently is a TikToker, because there's a sticker on here that says the official book based off of the hit TikTok series. I'm not on TikTok anymore, so I don't know what the basis is for it, but this is a juvenile nonfiction book. I thought it was really, it was a good book. It was a nice spooky time to read this in an evening. I did like the illustrations of it. Let's do a close-up. It's very detailed with the usage of color. And it is pretty spooky as well, the illustrations. Like, here's this one. I thought the use of color was really nice. I will say some of the descriptions of like how people could die, like there's one section about like Yellowstone and like all the geysers in Yellowstone and what would happen to you if you fell into a geyser at Yellowstone. That was very surprisingly descriptive and graphic for a juvenile nonfiction book, so that kind of took me out for a second, but it was really interesting learning about different lakes, and it just like scratches that like biology nature itch in nonfiction that I like to read. So yeah, this was a nice fun time. Major downside, this book is huge. Like, it's bigger than in my head. It does not need to be this big, though. But if you need, like, a quick read that has, like, some fun pictures in it, then, yeah, I recommend Spooky Lakes. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little reading challenge, reading TBR challenge that I did for the Halloween month. This year I've been like super duper into Halloween. I've been enjoying all things spooky and like the leaves turning, other than the seasonal depression. But yeah, I've really been diving deep into the fun Halloween times this year, and that's been really nice. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm thinking maybe it's just a work with me kind of vlog since I'm so busy at the moment. But yeah, I hope to see you next time. You have a good day. Okay, bye-bye.